Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here at Trumful Reads, and in this video we're going to be doing a quick review of an Oxford very short introduction book, and it is Presocratic Philosophy by Catherine Osborne. I really enjoy these very short introductions, and this one is definitely one of the better ones. I'm just going to say that up front. Sometimes it can be hit or miss, I'm not going to lie. Might be, some of that is probably just me and the topics involved, but I think some are definitely a lot better structured than others. But anyways, like I was saying, this one, really good. I really enjoy it. Definitely check it out if you like ancient or Greco-Roman philosophy, anything like that, or even if you just like philosophy in general. I would definitely give it a recommend just up front. But basically, obviously, this is dealing with the philosophers before Socrates, obviously the Presocratic philosophy. There is some overlap with like the sophists and stuff, and they admit that, but generally they're kind of thrown in the Presocratics anyways. So basically we're dealing, we got Heraclitus, Parmenides, all the Milesian philosophers, Pythagoras, stuff like that. So really cool guys, really interesting, really kind of out there sometimes, to be honest. Like for example, one of the only flaws I found with the whole book was basically the opening chapter is dealing with Empedocles. And his philosophy, it's not like crazy hard to understand. Like he's not super vague like Heraclitus. But Empedocles' philosophy is just really weird. Basically, it's like a pendulum of unity and chaos. But the thing is, he literally is talking about like body parts like forming together, trying to form like bodies, and you end up with all these like crazy monstrosities and stuff. But anyways, I'm definitely getting side, like that's definitely like an aside, and you're probably just like, why does anyone read the Presocratic philosophy thing? The thing is, this book is structured really well because a lot of books, what they do is they basically go in the chronological order. Like you always start with Thales, then you have Anaximander, and then Anaximenes, and they just kind of go down and pigeonhole them into very, very specific sort of theories and stuff. Like Thales believed basically the arche, which is sort of like the beginning, I guess, like the foundation of like everything else is, or Thales believed it was water, and then Anaximenes believes it's the ether, and then Anaximander's the air, and they basically go down the list, and basically you think that's like all they did, but all these philosophers basically did all kinds of like different stuff. It's just we happen to only have certain fragments of different philosophers, so we have to kind of piece things together, but they are obviously all are a lot more nuanced than that. So this book does a great job kind of taking a more thematic approach to it, I guess you could say, rather than a chronological approach, which was really, really good. I think that structure was perfect for topics such as Presocratic philosophy, and it does a really good job at that. There are some chapters where that she deals more with just like a particular philosopher. For example, like Heraclitus has just his own one. But, I mean, certain philosophers like Heraclitus have more fragments, I guess you could say. So we could try and piece a lot more things together. So I thought that actually worked pretty good. And her chapter on Heraclitus, who was like probably the most notorious as like the vaguest, most abstract philosopher, just like look up some of his quotes, to be honest. But she does a really great job with him. I would say her chapter on Pythagoras was a little bit weaker in that whole like the Pythagorean school. But like I said, it's give or take with certain topics. But like I said, I think she did really great with the Milesian school of like cosmology and stuff, I guess. That chapter is really good. Her chapter on Parmenides is great. The sophists are good. Empedocles, I probably wouldn't have started with that one. That one was kind of weird. Her chapter on Heraclitus is really good. But what you do, eventually, as you read the book, you get the realization that these guys were definitely like, they were not just focused on like just cosmology, for example. There was a lot of moral philosophy going on, religious philosophy, cosmology, basically morality, all that kind of stuff is like all mixed together with all the philosophers, and it's just a great job at basically, like I said, covering like all the nuances and stuff. And all these very short introductions have like diagrams and illustrations and stuff. This one's unique or pretty good in the sense that it has tons of the actual primary sources covered in the text, and they have like their own little boxes and stuff. So I thought that was really good too, because lots of times you don't actually get the primary sources with regard to the Presocratic philosophers. Plato and Aristotle usually they have quotes, but not so much so for the Presocratics. So overall, hopefully I didn't just like confuse you guys or turn you guys off to studying like ancient philosophy. I really enjoy it. I think this one, like I said, is structured really good. And overall, I'm going to give Presocratic Philosophy by Catherine Osborne 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I encourage anyone who wants to get into the topic. Trust me, it's not like I don't want people like I know a lot of people just think, oh, philosophy it either has no like real meaning, or it's so complicated just that it goes over my head and it's too hard. Like my head's gonna hurt. It really isn't like that. Especially in a book like this, I definitely don't worry about that. I encourage you guys to go check it out, and just tell me what you guys think. If you guys like philosophy, or if you like pre-Socratic philosophy or the ancient philosophers in general, just leave some comments down below. I'd be glad to talk to you guys about it. And whatever you guys are reading, always remember, read victoriously.